Alright guys, remember the formula is who you're talking to, who you are, what you're doing, and then who you're talking to again, just in case somebody didn't hear the first bit. So today it'll be Laney's Traffic, red-green powered paraglider. I like to say the color of the wing I'm flying because that's what pilots will be looking for. Usually you'd say your IN number if you had one, but we don't. So it'll be Laney's Traffic, red-green powered paraglider, doing this, Laney's Traffic. So we got the airband on, we're ready to take off, and your takeoff call should really only come when you are actually ready to take off. Which I'm going to wait for this crosswind to fade before I do that. Alright, this is a really nasty crosswind, so don't judge me. Ready for the radio call. Laney's Traffic, red-green powered paraglider taking off field beside 2-3, remaining in pattern, Laney's. And now we're ready. Let's go for it. Nasty crosswind. When it comes to taking off and landing, I found that it's best to actually tell everybody else where you're actually doing the taking off and landing from. So that field was beside runway 23. I said 23 because we're heading, well, roughly west. Now all the calls I make are going to be in relation to runway 23, as if I was an airplane, just to keep confusion down. Laney's Traffic, green red powered paraglider, left crosswind, 23, Laney's. The wind's not bad, honestly. It's kind of early in the day for this. And again, traffic in relation to the runway. Laney's Traffic, green red powered paraglider, left downwind, 23, Laney's. We'll just keep chugging on. So this is the pattern that an airplane would normally fly. Of course, we're not necessarily stuck with what an airplane would do. We don't have to fly quite like them because we don't fly quite like them. Ask the airport manager that you're flying from. Ask what they'd like. I know some airports like us to follow the pattern. Some airports like us to just leave and cross directly over the field. That way we're not in the way of any airplanes. It's tricky. I could see it making sense both ways. So I would say leave that up to the person who actually owns or operates the airport you plan to fly from. Now when it comes to turning for base and final, I'd start my descent. Since we descend so shallow, we can't really nose down, I'd start descending on the base leg. Of course it depends on how far away you are from the runway, but at this altitude that's what we're going to do. Laney's Traffic, red-green powered paraglider, left base 23, Laney's. We don't want to be stuck in the final doing a bunch of S-turns and big ears and stuff, because that's just going to take up space, and if there was another airplane flying in, they'd right into us. We are kind of blessed here at Laney's to have four different runways, basically north, south, east, west. So that does make it a little easy, but make sure you get the runway numbers right, because they are different, and it does matter. Alright, almost all of our finals are short finals, so we'll call that in. Laney's Traffic, red-green powered paraglider, short final, field beside 2-3, remaining in pattern after takeoff, touch and go, Laney's. That was kind of sloppy. Don't let yourself get tripped up on the words though. And here's where we do S-turns if we need them. Cut an S-turn here. And another one here. Whew. Kind of floaty. Let's see how this goes. Nice. Alright, now that we're in the air again, we want to depart the area. We don't want to stick around. Let's go say hi to Donald. Ladies, traffic, red green powered paraglider, departing east, ladies. Remember, when facing oncoming traffic, everybody goes to the right. I don't get to fly with Donald much, that's cool. Alright, we're gonna call a turn. Woo! I'll let him bump me if anybody bumps anyone. Bye, Donald. Very cool. If you want to cut it up, you usually want to let people know that you're cutting it up if you're close to the airport. So that call, ladies, traffic, green red powered paraglider, 1 mile northeast of the field, maneuvering 1,500 feet, ladies. Lets people know that I'm doing stuff, maneuvering. That was traffic for Davidson County. When a call comes in, you kind of have to listen for it, especially if you're flying from an uncontrolled airport. A lot of different airports are going to use that same frequency. So around here, there's another 4 or 5 airports that use the same frequency as the one that I'm flying from. Here's another one. Nope, that was another one for Davidson. Woo! Woo! Hey, did I tell you guys I love the Vantage? I do. Alright, so again, this is how to fly like an airplane if that's what the field you fly from recommends. It's not for every field, it's not what every field needs. You're gonna have to talk to the person who runs the airfield you plan on flying from to find out what they'd like and explain what you'd prefer. But for joining traffic, properly joining traffic, you don't usually just go straight in and land. So typically, you cross the field, midfield, above the pattern altitude, and that varies, but generally it's about 1,000 feet above the ground. So you'll cross midfield above the pattern altitude, and then join the downwind leg of the runway you plan to land on, or the direction you plan on landing in, at a 45-degree angle. So that looks something like this. Ladies, traffic, red green powered paraglider, crossing midfield, joining left downwind for 2-3, ladies. It's kind of hard to process your thoughts, but I found that if you figure out what you're going to say before you start saying it, run it through your head a few times, and then spit it out just like you just got done rehearsing. Everything works out just fine. So we're crossing. We plan on landing in the direction of runway 23, but in the field. They don't need to know that right now, that's fine. But we're going to cross the runway looking for traffic. Listening to traffic. That was another airport. We're going to cross midfield above the pattern altitude and then cut a 135-degree turn to join the downwind in a 45-degree. That is how it is taught, that's how I was taught to fly a fixed wing. And it's been a while, so feel free to crucify me if that's not correct. What do you think about flying at airports? Kind of sketchy? Something you'd be interested in? Drop a comment down below. So we're crossing midfield. Ladies, traffic, green red powered paraglider crossing midfield, joining downwind 23, ladies. We've crossed midfield at plenty of altitude. You know what? I'm gonna glide it in. Checking for traffic, mostly coming from this direction because if they're in left pattern for runway 23, I'd see them over here. If they're already past me, there aren't any, but if they were, I'd have no chance of catching them. So, now we turn 40 to join the downwind at a 45 degree, which will look a little crooked. Turn, we are now in the downwind for runway 23, even though we'll be landing in the field beside it. So let's call that. Ladies, traffic, green red powered paraglider, downwind 23, ladies. The more you do this, the more it becomes normalized. The quicker you are at it, the fewer fumbles you make while you say it. It's very strange at first, and I recommend turning off side tone if you've got Bluetooth connection like I do. But the more you do it, the easier it gets, just like anything else. And then we'll call the base. Ladies, traffic, green red powered paraglider, left base 23, ladies. And this is where we let people know that we're actually landing in a field, and we're not going to continue, so we'll say full stop. And ladies, traffic, red green powered paraglider, short final, field beside 23, full stop, ladies. I don't know why I always kick my legs when I say that. Whenever I make a radio transmission, I just kick my legs. Like, anybody else have any nervous tics? Comment down below. And we will have to extend this. Not doing big ears. Though normally here, I would be in a big ears. And now we're in a bit of lift. Get it to the field. And once you've, if you're landing on a runway, once you've cleared the runway, sometimes it's good habit, if you know people are flying in behind you, to let them know you've cleared the runway. Bumpy. Actually, I'm just going to pull a right 360 now that I'm gaining altitude again. One more. Hi, Ryan. Ooh, overshot the camera. Oh well. Nice. Well, that was a screw up. That's making it on. I blame the trees. Right, so I refuse to let that be my last flight of the day. So there you go, airport flying. Let me know what you thought of the video. Did I leave anything out? Did you learn anything new? Comment down below. The likes and subscribes are appreciated. I'm kind of shocked how fast this page has taken off. I originally started it as just a diary, but now it's turned into something people actually watch for some reason. Anyways, let's make this landing a better one. Ladies, traffic, green red powered paraglider, left base 23, ladies. By the way, most traffic is to the left because, like sitting in a car, the pilot is usually sitting on the left and they can see left easier than they can see right. But it's not all airports. You can have right traffic. Ah! I'm hitting like gnats or something. Jeez. They kind of sting. Descend. I keep hitting warm pockets. I'm trying to get out of them. Come on. It's too lifty! That's what it should have looked like the first time. Good flight, guys. Thanks for coming along. See you later.